Welcome to Reddissimo, home of great Reddit stories. Don't forget to subscribe now.
First Reddit story. AITA for telling my fiancé her sister isn't invited to our wedding. So, myself, 27M, and my fiancé, 28F, have been together close to a year, engaged for half of that. We are planning a wedding in the fall of 2024 and have started a guest list. She comes from a big family and I am an only child. We are close with one of her sisters in particular, and we often go to visit her and play board games and such. This sister has a fiancé and is pregnant. Recently, my fiancé told me that her sister was having a shotgun wedding before the baby arrived in order to keep with their traditional values and appease familial religious desires. Back up a bit. I've done a lot for her sister and soon-to-be husband. I planned a birthday party for his son from another marriage, I've given her rides, always brought small gifts when I would visit. I've gone as far as to stop everything I was doing to help her during a health scare while she was pregnant. I really felt like a part of the family. Fast forward. In a text to my fiancé upon announcing her wedding, her sister made it a point to say, "It's a small wedding, no plus ones. OP can come to the dinner afterwards." All fine by me. I honestly don't really mind, as ceremonies can be dull, and I understood why she would only want to have immediate family at her small wedding. I woke up on the day of the wedding to help my fiancé get ready and drive her over to her sister's house. I planned on driving my fiancé, her sister, and her sister's soon-to-be husband to the venue and bringing them to the dinner afterwards. My fiancé told me, "It's okay, just drop me off at my sister's and we will get a ride over." A little odd, but I was fine with that too. I arrived over there, and as my fiancé got out of the car I asked if I could come in and congratulate them. She seemed hesitant and said, okay. Let me just text my sister to make sure." I was dressed in plain clothes, and was hesitantly invited to come inside. We walked up to the house. Inside was a party of her siblings, and their friends and significant others all dressed up. They all looked at me and didn't say much. I saw another one of her sisters, and her new boyfriend was in a suit. Everyone was invited. That no plus ones only applied to me. I immediately left, and in a text told my fiancé they were off the guest list for our wedding. My fiancé is upset at that, because her sister is her close friend. She said maybe I did something to upset them, which is why I wasn't invited, but I've been nothing but kind and caring to her entire family. I've spent hundreds of dollars and gone above and beyond for everyone. Now we are fighting over this. AITA? Comment. Seems to me your fiancé knew beforehand about you being the only one not invited. I think you also have a fiancé problem if she can keep this from you as well as not backing you up on not inviting her sister. NT. This. I felt the betrayal while reading through the post. This is some sneaky behavior, and fiancé turning it around to say, maybe you did something to upset them, instead of standing up for you for not being invited, is something you should think of when looking at the future of your relationship/marriage. That is not someone you want to be married to. NT. I am so sorry, OP. That would hurt me so much and is honestly something that would make me reconsider marriage. Call me dramatic, but this was a conspiracy against you. The least they could do was be honest with you and say you weren't invited. Not only were they being cruel, they were lying and being sneaky about it. If you do have the wedding, you absolutely should not have anyone there who knew about this except your wife, I guess.
New Reddit story. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button now.
Second Reddit story. AITA for counting down the days until my daughter turns 18 so I can stop being legally responsible for her. I married my wife about 2 years ago and she has a daughter from a previous relationship. Early on during our dating period, she made it clear that her daughter has a father and she's not looking for another father for her. The ground rules were set by her, and that I will be an adult figure but not a parental one. I will have no say in how she is to be brought up, and I can't punish her in any way. Considering she was 14 when her mom and I met and 15 when we married, I agreed to her rules. My thinking is that she's already too old for me to make any difference in her life, so why make it an issue? Fast forward a couple of years and my life has been a nightmare. The girl constantly gets into trouble and has been kicked out of several schools. She lived with her father at the time. She had to move in with us so she could attend a new high school in order to graduate. She's been suspended several times at this high school, but it looks like she'll graduate on time. While living with us, she's gotten into 2 car accidents, once when she was drunk, and we had to remortgage our house to pay her attorney fees and legal bills. The judge dressed us down in court for not being better parents. I'm not a legal expert at all, but from movies and shows, I know that judges can jail you for arguing, so I bit my tongue and took it. It was humiliating. The girl is a couple of months away from being an adult, and this weekend, I was out with the guys and she came up in conversation. I complained about how much money I've spent bailing her out of trouble and that I can't wait until she turns 18 so she can face her own consequences. Word got back to my wife and she blew her top. I still don't think I said anything wrong, but I'm staying at a motel tonight. I want to be clear, we're not kicking her out, and considering she doesn't work, she'll be living with us for a while. I'm just waiting for the day she's an adult so I won't be yelled at by any more judges. Comments. If you're not a parental figure, why are you paying for these things at all? You're a saint for putting up with this. NTA. Mom wants to have her cake and eat it too. I would be hella wary of dating or marrying someone with a kid who said that I would just be an adult figure in the kid's life if marriage was on the table. This woman sounds like she has no damn clue what she is doing, while also being a control freak and not respecting your contribution in the slightest. Hopefully things improve once the daughter is out of the house. Honestly, I would probably file for divorce. Edit NTA, except you might be acting an asshole to yourself for staying with this. Exactly. You can't parent her at all but still have to foot the bill and bail her out? NTA. Your wife and her ex created your monster stepdaughter, and you should not have to deal with the consequences when you are in no way allowed to prevent the problems from happening. Your wife has no right to be mad when she made the rules.
New Reddit story. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button now.
Third Reddit story. Would I be the asshole if I let my daughter smoke pot? I am 48, have a daughter, 15. 3 years ago she got diagnosis with osteosarcoma. 6 months ago we found out it spread to her brain. A month ago the doctors told us it was terminal. Said she had between 6 months to a year. That was the hardest thing to ever hear. She's my only daughter and my baby. The whole treatment plan now is pain management and just making sure my daughter is comfortable. For the last few weeks, she's been having trouble sleeping because of her pain as well as anxiety about the recent diagnosis. Today, my wife and I were with our daughter at the doctor's. The doctor was just asking questions about how she was feeling both mentally and physically. Well, my daughter said the stuff I stated above, and the doctor said she could always try medical marijuana since she would qualify. Since she is under the age of 18, as her parents, we would have to apply as a caregiver on behalf of someone. After we got home, my wife basically laughed at the fact the doctor suggested medical pot. I've smoked pot occasionally throughout my life, it's legal here. I told her I think it was a good idea for our daughter if it helps her with her pain and anxiety, she deserves that. Well, my wife said I would be the biggest if I let our daughter do drugs. She's already been on stuff like opioids and narcotics. I think her smoking pot too hopefully helps her feel good. Comments. NTA, and frankly your wife is a monster if she doesn't allow your terminally ill daughter to try something that could very well help her pain and quality of life. Edit, I am so incredibly sorry for the pain you and your wife are experiencing. I can't even imagine the heartache and emotions in this situation. Honestly, marijuana is way better than opioids and some of the other drugs they already have her trying. I really hope your wife can come around and be supportive. You need to advocate for your daughter, and also you and your wife need to be able to lean on each other and support each other. I hope you're also in therapy. This is a horrible situation and my heart aches for you all. Agreed, NTA. I feel like the biggest concern with any drug is what the long-term effects will be. In this case there, unfortunately, be a need to worry about that. Unless she has a reaction to it like an allergy, if it helps her it's the here, now, day by day that matters. I'm so sorry OP. I think wife is still in mom raising daughter mode. Because what mom of a teen encourages drugs? One that's in extreme circumstances. It's a big step to move to mom dealing with palliative care mode, and will likely take therapy and really letting the awful news sink in.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. This will help us grow. Thank you once again. You guys rock.